Hey Edson, it's Thursday and it's time for another Town of Edson update. Still just one active COVID-19 case here in the Edson region. That's an area that's from about Carrot Creek to Marlborough. Alberta Health Services doesn't give us a lot of details. They don't break it down by municipality, so we don't know if it's town or county. But generally in the Edson area, there is just one active confirmed COVID-19 case. We are seeing a huge surge in numbers in the city of Edmonton. Alberta Health Services and the government and the Chief Medical Officer of Health have been meeting and they are anticipating to announce some new further restrictions within Edmonton later today, but luckily nothing out this way. We certainly hope that whoever is sick has a speedy recovery and keep up those efforts, Edson, physically distancing, hand sanitization, and of course, staying home if you are sick. Some updates for you in regards to what Town Council is working on. On Tuesday, Council voted to approve some funding for the Edson Public Library. You may remember in the spring we had the COVID-19 emergency budget that was passed. We reduced a number of different line items. The Edson Public Library had a huge reduction in the amount of funds that were removed from their budget because we didn't know how long they were going to be closed for. They have since reopened as restrictions eased and have been looking at returning to a regular amount of service, regular hours, and have been working hard to reduce costs. And I have to say a huge shout out and a huge thank you to the Edson Public Library Board and staff for their work on this. They came back to council asking for a reinstatement of about $44,000 so they could return to regular hours. And council approved that on Tuesday, so they are reopened. Regular hours, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday from 12 to 5. They do have restrictions on the amount of people that can access the library, but you can contact them if you have any further questions at 780-723-6691. And it's great to see them reopening regular hours. Of course, there's less things for kids to do, families to do, seniors to do. By reopening the doors, hopefully people will be able to access those services. Also, earlier this spring, unfortunately, the Boys and Girls Club closed. They were operating out of a Town of Edson building, and since that time, we've been looking at that building and what we're going to do with it. A review was done, and community development came back with a plan to repurpose that building into a community development space to provide programs for all age groups, vulnerable populations, children, seniors, families. But it needs that building needs a lot of work because it hasn't been upgraded, and not many things have been done to it since it was built in the 1980s. So they community development presented council with 3 different options. Council decided that we wanted to get it done and done right the first time. So we allocated $171,000 for a renovation project, which will be getting underway right away. And they're going to renovate that building completely to make it a usable space, accessible for those that may have accessibility concerns. And our community development staff are actually going to move into that building from the town office to provide services to the public. And it's going to be opened up to the public as well for spaces to use. So that work's getting underway. We anticipate that will be done here in a few months, and it's going to be repurposed, and really it's an asset in our community. That building's worth over $1 million. So this is really a good investment into that building and making it into a usable space for the community as a whole. I did mention the public library earlier, and I forgot to mention that they are looking for board members. So I can tell you, I've served on the public library board for a while. They are so passionate about providing the service in the community. They do such a wonderful job. If you're interested in joining their team, you can check out edson.ca. An application form is available on there, and you can sign up to join the Edson Public Library Board. Volunteers, so critically important to make things such as the library operate in our community. On that note, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and we'll have a further update for you next week. Have a great weekend, everyone.